Hello Leo, this is your love and relationship reading for November 2018. Okay, so let's cut the cards and see what's going to be going on. Your first card is a Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. So this first row here, it's all about past influences on November. How is November going to start? What are some things from the past influences that will be setting in motion what's happening for the rest of the month? This is a Queen of Cups reversed. You have the Lovers, and this will be in the center of the spread, which is important. In this particular spread, the card in the middle helps me understand what the root issue is. So I'll get to that in just a couple minutes. This is a Page of Swords. Nine of Wands, so we get a little bit of fire here. This is a Eight of Wands, and then you have a Three of Cups. Okay. I will pull one more card, a 10th card, after this reading, and that will be an outcome card. Okay, so very interesting here. You only have one major arcana, this Lover's card right in the middle, and I think this is important to explain, this center card. So, when lovers show up in a relationship reading, yes, it can be very exciting. You're like, yes, soulmates. But you should know that the Lover's card also brings its own issues, because you'll see this cherubim here in the background. And this represents the spiritual, and sometimes the Lover's card brings this very strong sexual energy. And so when you see the Lover's card, yes, there's a little bit of soulmate energy going on here. But Lover's cards, lovers, this also means that these lovers are ill-fated. That they will be dealing with more than any other couple without this soulmate connection. Lots of issues and obstacles getting in the way. And it doesn't necessarily mean there's a happily ever after. It just means that there will be choices made, and the result of those choices, they'll either be obstacles or advantages, and it can be such a strong, powerful energy when you feel that your life is intertwined with another. But as I said, whenever I explain the Lover's card to a client, I says, well, be careful, because the Lover's card can turn out to be this very complicated push and pull, obstacles, Romeo and Juliet style drama. Doesn't mean anyone's going to kill themselves, of course. But, you know, using Romeo and Juliet as an example. Star-crossed lovers who felt this immediate connection. But there was something, there's a twist. They both come from two families that are at war with each other. And it's a huge obstacle. And, you know, their fate depends on how they can get past this obstacle. Didn't necessarily turn out okay. Same thing here. That your lives are sort of intertwined together. You feel that strong connection spiritually, sexually, physically. But there's this big issue, maybe another relationship, maybe long distance, and you have to get past it. So I just wanted to point that out, that I feel like for the month, this is about overcoming obstacles. So, looking at these pentacles, like, why are all these pentacles showing up here? Pentacles can be good. They also, more than anything, pentacles indicate what's going on in your physical material life, your real, actual life, not necessarily this emotional, spiritual plane. But this tells me the physical obstacles that are getting in the way. So you start off with a 5 of Pentacles. And that immediately tells me, yes, you're going through a difficult time in the relationship. You might feel abandoned or alone. Maybe your lover can't be with you. Then you go to a 6. So you go up 1 pentacle. You go from 5 to 6. This is about generosity. Giving your time and your talents, not just money. So I feel like you're coming into November, and you and your partner or love interest are just starting to get things back together here. I kind of am feeling this whole spread as you and your partner recovering or trying to work things out. So then we come to a 9 of Pentacles. This is the card of prosperity. In the bigger picture, as far as the relationship, this 9 of Pentacles is good because it just means happiness and success. You started off with a 5 of Pentacles, but then the 6 of Pentacles comes around and tries to work things out. And then once you work things out, you know, this give and take, then you guys find your sweet spot here as far as the relationship. Things are happy. You're spending time together. You're talking. And so as you head into November on this next row, we have the Queen of Cups reversed. Now, this is all about the physical material. Water. The cups are about emotions, and they represent water. And so whenever water is reversed, whenever it's turned upside down, this can mean a little bit of depression. It can also mean not paying attention to the real world. You're so caught up in your emotions that you're not practical. You're not looking at things realistically. And it can also mean a little bit of selfishness here. So some of you are dealing with partners who, you know, they might be a little selfish. I feel like this 5 of Pentacles is the oracle saying there's been a little bit of emotional abandonment, because Pentacles are earth. They're grounded and they're physical, but they're not very emotional. And so your partner's emotional ups and downs, their emotional unavailability seems to be this this obstacle throughout the relationship. A Page of Swords. This is about addressing. It's about addressing truth, finding truth. You see this Page of Swords, he's holding the sword defensively. So there's a little bit of defensiveness. He's here to solve a problem, putting an end to conflicts and arguments here. And so I feel like that's what the month of November is going to be about. This Page of Swords is trying to address this Queen of Cups reverse, saying, what is your problem? What is it? What more can I give you? What more am I supposed to do? You know, why aren't you emotionally available in this relationship? And I also get the feeling with your partner that it's a matter of they can live with you, they can't live without you, but emotionally your partner has never learned to really trust. They've never really learned to even love themselves. And I feel like the fire energy of you Leos, and so here's what's coming up in the future. I feel like this fire energy that you Leos bring, because you're always the stars, you're very outgoing, and you're very, you can be very gregarious. And that's an energy that kind of draws water. Opposites attract, right? Fire and water. So when we get here, we come again. You have 2 9s, by the way, and that's a number that means end of a cycle. You're close to completion. And so 9 of Wands is about learning mistakes from the past, being prepared based on what you've learned. Your lessons have been learned, and you're ready to tackle problems head on. And I feel like this leads to an 8 of Wands. This can mean surprises, but it also means traveling. And in some respects, in a romantic context, an 8 of Wands can mean a message of love, a swift movement, completing things, coming to an end quickly. Long distance communication, that's the strongest impression I'm getting, that you are going to have long distance communication or some type of important, deep and meaningful conversation with your partner. Like, let's address this issue of you being emotionally unavailable or insecure about the relationship. What is it? And so there seems to be a nice little shift here where we get to a 3 of Cups and your partner starts to open up emotionally again. Okay? So that's what I meant when I looked at the overall energy of these cards together, and I'm like, where it seems like row by row, as we head from the past to the future, that some of you Leos are going to start using that fire energy. Fire changes things. You're going to be using some of your natural born energy to just reach out and say, what is the issue? Do you want to be with me or not? And it feels as if your partners might come to their senses. Now, this story can play out in different ways. Some of you might be actually dealing with an actual breakup. Some of you might be dealing with this on a smaller scale where you're living together and your partner keeps dealing with this cycle of emotional distance and emotional unavailability and emotional commitment. So let's pull the outcome card. Oh, look at that. Knight of Cups. So the way these cups are turning out in tandem with the pentacles and with the wands, that looks pretty good, I feel. That the oracle is saying, you know, your partner emotionally, they've got some bruises here. They're dealing with some wounds here. And you, the Leo, can use your natural born energy to open up, because you have that happy, as I said, that happy extroverted energy where you just get people to go along with whatever you say. And maybe that's what your partner, who seems kind of watery, and they can be any sign, they don't necessarily have to be a water sign. Maybe they've got water in their house of romance or water in their house of friendships on the astrological chart. But it feels as if your partner is pulling out of an emotional slump. Okay? And you might need to be the stronger partner in this instance to get that balance of the Lover's energy back. Okay? So, Leo, that was your reading. Heads up, my special for the rest of the year, heading into January, my relationship energy readings are going to be $10. And this is my most popular reading. It looks at the intentions of your partner or love interest, what's happening between you two, what's the energy between you two, what's going to happen in the future. So go to tarotbyaire.com. You'll see a button to book an appointment. So if you've been thinking, maybe I should get a reading from Aire, this might be your time to try it out, and see, and see what's going on as we approach the holidays, which can always be very dramatic. So thank you so much. A big thank you to all of my subscribers, my partners and sponsors on Patreon, and of course all my regular customers. Thank you so much. It was so good to hear from some of you. I wish you love and light as always, and I will see you next month.